Have you ever stopped to wonder if almost everything you've been taught about time is wrong? Most of us picture time as a river. The past is gone. The future hasn't happened yet. The present is the only thing that's real, and we're all moving through it 1 second at a time. It feels obvious, but here's the surprising part. Some of the most important ideas in modern physics paint a very different picture. For more than a century, physicists have known that Einstein's theory of relativity challenges our everyday understanding of time. Yet this idea rarely gets explained in plain English. The story begins in 1908 with mathematician Hermann Minkowski, one of Einstein's former professors. He argued that space and time are not separate things. Instead, they form a single four-dimensional structure called spacetime. That wasn't just a clever way of speaking, it was a mathematical insight. According to relativity, two people moving differently through space can disagree about which distant events are happening right now. Neither observer is objectively wrong. Their different views come from the geometry of space-time itself. That raises a fascinating question. If different observers can have different versions of now, then maybe there isn't one universal present at all. This idea eventually led philosophers and physicists to what is often called the block universe view. In this picture, the past, present, and future all exist as different parts of one four-dimensional whole. Think of space-time like a complete novel. Every page already exists inside the book. The first chapter is there. The last chapter is there. The characters experience the story one page at a time. But from outside the book, every page exists together. If the block universe is correct, our experience of time flowing may come from how we move through our own perspective inside the story, not because reality itself is constantly creating new moments. This isn't a proven fact about the universe. It's one interpretation of what relativity seems to imply, and many physicists and philosophers continue to debate it. Still, it's a remarkably powerful idea. Albert Einstein seemed sympathetic to this view. In 1955, after the death of his close friend Mikhail Besso, Einstein wrote a letter to Besso's family. He famously said that, for those who believe in physics, the distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. People often quote this as comforting poetry. But Einstein wasn't writing as a poet. He was expressing a philosophical conclusion inspired by relativity. Whether he meant it literally is still discussed, but the quote has become one of the most famous reflections on time ever written. The mystery deepens when we look at attempts to combine relativity with quantum mechanics. In 1967, physicists John Wheeler and Bryce DeWitt developed an equation intended to describe the universe as a whole. One striking feature of the Wheeler-DeWitt equation is that time doesn't appear in the familiar way we might expect. This became known as the problem of time. It doesn't necessarily mean time doesn't exist. Many physicists argue that time could emerge from deeper relationships within the universe, rather than being fundamental itself. Entire areas of research explore how our everyday experience of time might arise from timeless mathematical descriptions. The debate is still very much alive. One of the strongest advocates for a timeless universe is physicist Julian Barbour. In his book, The End of Time, Barbour argues that reality is made of countless individual nows, complete snapshots of the universe. According to his proposal, there isn't a flowing timeline connecting them. Instead, each snapshot contains records and memories that create the impression of a continuous history. Whether Barbour is right remains controversial, but his work has influenced serious discussions in quantum gravity. Another fascinating chapter comes from mathematician Kurt Gödel. In 1949, Gödel discovered a solution to Einstein's equations, describing a universe where certain paths could loop back to the past. These closed time-like curves suggested that our ordinary idea of time may not be as fundamental as it seems. Most physics textbooks present Gödel's solution mathematically. Its philosophical implications receive much less attention. So where does all this leave us? If the block universe is true, then every stage of your life exists as part of one enormous four-dimensional structure. The child you once were, the person reading these words, the older version of you decades from now, each would simply occupy a different location in space-time. That doesn't mean you can visit those moments. It doesn't mean we know the future in practice. It also doesn't settle the debate over free will. Many physicists who accept deterministic equations also accept a philosophical position called compatibilism, which argues that meaningful choice and responsibility can still exist, even in a deterministic universe. Others disagree. The discussion is far from over, but perhaps the biggest lesson isn't that science has hidden the truth. It's that reality may be stranger than everyday intuition suggests. Relativity changed the way physicists think about space and time. Quantum gravity continues to challenge our assumptions even further. And despite more than a century of research, we still don't fully understand what time really is. Maybe the flow of time is fundamental. Maybe it's an emergent feature. Or maybe our brains have evolved to experience reality in a way that's useful rather than literally true. Whatever the answer turns out to be, one thing is certain. The deeper physicists look, the less ordinary time appears. The next time you glance at a clock, remember that it isn't just measuring seconds. It's pointing toward one of the deepest mysteries in all of science, a mystery that remains unsolved.